So we got to get straight to it, man. Keke Palmer was at the Usher Vegas performance. You know, he got a residency out there. Might not even been in Vegas, I'm just assuming. She was out there with her friends wearing a slightly revealing outfit. You can see it on the screen. The thong is up the butt. You know, she got the fucking see-through silk going. Getting crooned to by Usher real close. I'm pretty sure he had his hands on her and stuff like that. You'll see it. Her boyfriend / baby dad, the guy she's currently with that she has had a child by, is upset. He goes to social media and he tweets out these two tweets you see on the screen. I don't read anything verbatim, so I'm just going to paraphrase. He basically says, "You're a mom," in the first tweet, basically saying, this is not how you should conduct yourself as a mom. His mentions go crazy. You know, the birds get to flocking. When you start telling the truth, when you start holding women accountable, the birds get to flocking. They get to chirping. That's what happens. He then responds on that same thread. It says something along the lines of, you know, a man wants his wife and the mother of his kids to conduct herself respectably, and y'all calling, you know, the husband a hater for that. Blah, blah, blah. This generation is fucked up. So I'm going to be discussing a few of the narratives that are going around and a few of the criticisms that are going towards him. We got to get one thing out of the way first. That's not his wife. That's just, you know, his girlfriend and his baby mom. Those two things. They are a family. We have to be clear about that. If you are a guy and you have a baby with a woman, y'all both together, and y'all still together, and y'all have a child or y'all have children, you are a family regardless whether you're married or not. So we just getting that out of the way. So I'm going to get the first thing out of the way, which is the whole, you know, I seen a guy, there's a guy who said this. He said, you can't really tell her nothing until a ring is on her finger. Y'all put too much weight on marriage. Y'all put too much weight on marriage. Y'all put more weight on marriage than y'all put on family. It's really that simple. Y'all be the same ones as far as, and this is like really a babe narrative I'm about to say. I'm not doing wife shit for a guy that's not my husband. How the fuck is he supposed to know you are of any value? But this is the thing. When it comes to men, we have to do, air quote, husband things out the gate. We have to provide out the gate on some level. We talking about going on a date. It just be all that stuff we have to do before we even get a ring for real. You know, that's just what it is. So when it comes to a babe, she has the luxury of like kicking that narrative. I'm not doing wife shit for it. How are you supposed to know you worth anything? Babes don't have to prove themselves to dudes because a lot of dudes are trying to prove themselves to babes. So women have that advantage when it comes to the dating market. So they really just don't even be trying. They don't understand that providing, the majority don't understand that providing value in a man's life is what will separate you from the other chicks who just pussy. So we'll just get that out the way. You know, even though it is not his wife, if you guys are committed to each other, there's always going to be standards, boundaries, and etc. And if you can't respect that in a relationship, in just a regular relationship, just really think about this logically. Why would getting a ring make that shit any different? There are people who have gotten married, as far as men and women, but I've really seen it with women as far as what they do. They'll get married and then it's a whole rug pull. They start acting different. I know one guy who said, like, basically the day after the marriage, the chick was on him talking about, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you know, and this is stuff that he normally did, you know, that he was doing the whole time before. So it's kind of weird to set those boundaries after you get married and not even have a discussion about it before you get married. You would just really have that boundary as someone in a relationship. That's just what it is. It's kind of weird, the type of pedestal people put marriage on. And, it's what, not necessarily the pedestal, but like when it comes to how to conduct their relationships, it's very weird. So we got that out the way, because family is family at the end of the day. The mother of your child is the mother of your child. If y'all together and y'all in a relationship, there are going to be boundary standards, et cetera, et cetera. This is the main narrative that's getting pushed around. Why did he do that publicly? He shouldn't have did that publicly. He should not have condemned her publicly. I'm going to show you the hypocrisy in this in 2 words. Shade room. Shade room would not be in business if women wasn't airing out dudes' dirty laundry all the time. And this is celebrity women. Shade room wouldn't be in business if these same women kicking this privacy narrative weren't so thirsty to get the tea on everybody else's shit when the babe is fucking spilling the tea out there. That's just what it is. The truth is, women love being in other people's business. Women love gossip. And I'm not even going to hold you. To a certain extent, dudes be interested in seeing some of that stuff too. We just going to keep it real. So, with all of that being said, let's take it a step past shade room. If you are an individual with Facebook and Twitter, maybe even Instagram, you have seen somebody on a local level. Even you could even find this stuff on World Star. You can see things on a local level where a babe is airing out whatever is going in, whatever turmoil is going on in her relationship. You can see this. I've seen chicks kick they dudes out for cheating and record the dude walking with a trash bag in the fucking winter and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen chicks put out all types of subliminals on Facebook that just let us know something is going on with they dude. That's just what it is. So when it comes to that, I've never heard this narrative of something should be handled privately as far as a relationship when it comes to airing out the dirty laundry or talking about how they feel. I'm not about to dig into my mind and find a direct parallel where a woman has done it, because that would be too easy. It would take a moment for me to really figure one out. But if I really did the research and put the time in, I could find about 10 of those. That's easy. But this is the deal. Somebody responded to me saying that and they said they was trolling because, you know how people do. She told me, do y'all want to be leaders and kings, or do y'all want to just be like us? Y'all want to be just like women? Pick a side. Now with that, all that is trying to, it's basically a default defense mechanism. When you pretty much point out women's hypocrisies and things like that, they will point and say, well, y'all trying to be like us? Addressing things publicly that happen publicly is not a feminine action. I'll give you a perfect example. If a dude disrespects another dude publicly on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever, a dude that's disrespected is gonna, if he comes back, he's probably gonna come back publicly. He's gonna handle it publicly, whatever. Even if he decides to handle it privately, it is what it is. That's to his discretion. He could do either or. But when everything comes to the squash point where they squash it, they might squash it behind the scenes. They may squash it in public or whatever. If the person who initiated the disrespect is willing to give an apology, being that they disrespected the man publicly, The man who was disrespected is also going to want a public apology. That's just how it works. That's how it worked in the Young Thug, the Game beef. They both disrespected each other crazy publicly. And then after it got squashed behind the scenes, they both agreed to make apology videos. And they did. When Gunplay was talking to DJ Envy, and DJ Envy put it out there that, he had a GoFundMe and Ross should have paid for the shit instead of having him do a GoFundMe for his daughter. Gunplay wanted a public apology on the radio. Envy agreed to do a public apology on the radio. Most dudes are going to agree with that. If the disrespect happens publicly, we want a public apology. It's not masculine or feminine. That's just how things work. But now we get to this relationship sector. Y'all doing all this shit and it's all good. But now when we talk about a guy addressing a discrepancy that happens publicly in a public manner, addressing it in a public manner, now y'all want to try and say we being sassy. We trying to be like y'all. No, that's how it works universally. That's how it works universally. The disrespect happened public. Everything else gonna happen public. That's just what it is. And it's up to his discretion whether he wants to handle it that way or not. But I don't think he should get any scrutiny for handling it publicly because it happened publicly. I do have an issue when things are going on privately and then a chick airs out the dirty laundry. The most I will see some chicks say is take it down. That's it. And even then, that's rare. It really depends on the circumstance. Most of the time, what they do is console the chick or just tell her she right, and that's what it is. So that's that narrative right there. We got that out the way. The other thing that's going on, and I'm gonna just get this out the way, because this is the main issue. A lot of people understand, the intimacy that she had with Usher or whatever. And I don't even want to call it intimacy, just her all in Usher face and Usher all in her face. And I guess Usher touching her or whatever the case may have been. It looked a certain type of way. Most people understand it. Some people's narrative are they are entertainers and stuff like that. And Look, if he don't want no other nigga in his girl's face, that's something that shouldn't even be a discussion point, because women know, like, they be, oh, you gonna play in my face like that? You hug this bitch? You hug this bitch? That shit goes on every day. Oh, who was that bitch you just said hi to? Like, that shit goes on every day. And we gonna put a pin in the entertainer shit, but like, that's something, that whole, like, the way she was conducting herself with Usher shit, like, I could understand a dude feeling some type of way about that, because this is the thing. If you are a guy, and I don't care, you could call this insecurity, whatever, y'all really, that's just a default defense mechanism. But if you are a regular guy and Usher is singing to your girl at a concert, it just is what it is, man. Just let it go. Like, you be cool with that. She gonna come back home, everything good. Keke Palmer is in the entertainment industry. She could get knocked down. Like, that's just what it is. Like, she has access that other regular people don't have. So it hit a little different. We gonna keep it moving, because I don't even think that's something to harp on. This is one of the bigger issues. Chicks not seeing an issue in what she was wearing. She had the thong up the butt and all that stuff. She out there, just with the cheeks out. That's where the mom shit really comes in. Women don't understand, especially in this liberated whole era. You are a representation of your family and your man. You represent him. You represent your kids. That's just what it is. Chicks can't understand why that shit is not respectable. We're not going to go that deep yet. We're just going to go to the whole entertainer thing first. You know, oh, she could dress like that because she an entertainer. Well, first off, she could dress however she want to dress. She could dress. I'm not going to say she shouldn't wear, like she can't wear something. I will say she shouldn't wear certain shit, but I'm not going to say she can't wear. She could wear whatever she want to wear. But Keke Palmer is not fucking Meg Thee Stallion. Keke Palmer is not fucking Cardi B. She's not a hoe rapper. She's not somebody that represents. We not about to talk about Cardi B wearing no fucking horse shit. Just keeping it 500,000. We not gonna like no stripper gear, no whore wear, nothing like that. Because guess she came from Instagram as a stripper. She got in the game doing whole rap. We just got to keep it 500,000. That's not her only subject matter and shit like that. I will give her that. I'm not about to just like, cause I fuck with Cardi musically. I'm not just gonna say her whole shit, her whole catalog. Like Red Bars is not just whole rap. You know, Bodak Yellow is not just whole rap. But Wet Ass Pussy is whole rap. So with that being said, you know, when Offset gets with her, Offset knows what he's getting into. This is who she was before they even link. She becomes the mother of his kids. She becomes his wife. These are the expectations that have been set the whole time. She's going to continue to be her, and you love her for being her. And if that's how you want your family to be, if that's how you want your shit to be, like, you picked the right one. It's that simple. It's that simple. Keke Palmer ain't been on that action to where that's even her image. Like, just keep it 500,000. So the whole entertainer shit, that just go out the window. Like, just that's not the type of entertainer she is. Now, when we get to the whole, you know, because I already told you about, you know, representing the family and stuff like that. She, to go with the last point that I made, she wasn't wearing that type of shit and going crazy like that before they got together. That's just what it is. That's not what she's known for. That's not what she's been on. So it's kind of surprising to see the cakes out. I ain't never seen Keke cakes. Now, they probably have been out at some point, but it's not something frequent enough to where, okay, we seen that. Cause like, come on, man, Tracy Ellis Ross is out here like showing all types of shit every week. And it's like, we see that shit. So if somebody like Keke Palmer was doing that, it would be highly visible, you know, if she was doing it at a high frequency. So with that being said, niggas don't want their girl, especially if they got with you and you wasn't looking like a hoe. They don't want their girl out here dressing like a hoe. It's a bad representation. It's embarrassing to the nigga. It makes you look easy. It attracts more attention. Make you look like you for the streets. And that's not what the nigga signed up for. That's just what it is. That's not what he signed up for. If that's what he signed up for, like Offset, you can't complain, dog. That's your girl. That's who you chose. Like, that's how come it be funny. Like, but see, this is the thing. I really could get deep. I'll probably say that for another video, but I'm going to just say it right now. I'm going to say two things that I was going to go deep on. So the first is, babes don't understand that hoes are self-destructive and nothing with a hoe is sustainable when it comes to relationships. The only one I can point at, and I don't care, is these are just facts. Like, this is just what it is, what it is. When you look at Ice-T and Coco, he's a pimp. He was a real life ex-pimp. So he could build a life with a chick who cakes is out and all that stuff. You know, she cheated on him. He still didn't leave. That's the only time. That's the only one you can point at. When you look at Black China, why do you think she went through this whole transformation, dog? Why do you think she went through this whole transformation? Because she knew the way she was conducting her life was not right. And it's also for the image. I heard she already has a dude, so it wasn't to get a dude or lock a dude down or no shit like that. But, you know, it does get her, it does take her away from hoism and stuff like that. To where it's like now you can be categorized in a different box. So if this shit doesn't work out, you know, you're not a hoe anymore. And you could, like, you know, now that don't mean dudes is gonna buy it, but you know, Kim K, 50 divorces and shit like that, you know. We Amber Rose, like 40 and fucking single and shit like that. You know, who is a hoe that they try to say is winning, man? Whatever, you get the point. You get the point. Y'all be thinking that like the hoes is winning, but the hoes don't be sustaining nothing. And if that's the life you want to live and that's winning to you, then go ahead and win, bitch. But outside of that, the other thing that I was about to say is when it comes to men, men don't want, you got to understand why a dude doesn't want a hoe as a babe. Now, I'm not saying Keke Palmer is a hoe at all. 0%. I'll tell you what I'm saying in a moment. But as far as why, niggas want to be sure that their child is theirs. I don't think the dude has that problem. Dudes don't want a girl who will fold easily or even put herself out there to increase the frequency that niggas is hollering at her or increase the type of attention that she gets. You know, women love to absolve themselves of any responsibility when it comes to, you know, how niggas approach them based on how they dress and stuff like that. But they know exactly what it is. And that's how come they wear certain shit to get certain attention in certain places and stuff like that. But they'll tell you, man, I do it for myself. I do it because I want to. No. That is why you post your butt every day on social media. I could log on to Facebook or Instagram and find a bunch of regular chicks posing backwards in the mirror. It's for that self-esteem boost. Y'all could lie before the internet was out and just, oh, I'm just doing this because I want. No. You doing that shit on the internet now to get that self-esteem boost. You doing that to get that attention. So you can lie and, oh yeah, I'm doing it for myself. I don't care what no nigga think. I don't care what. You know what it is. Another example of that is Aisha Curry talking about, you know, she want to see if she still got it and she feel jealous of Steph because all the bitches want Steph and she don't. And then she started doing all this weird shit that's in alignment with some of the whole shit that's going on and stuff like that when she was condemning hoes, you know, before. So it's just like, when you look at all of that, niggas don't want to deal with that, especially if they chose a woman that they feel didn't represent that. So when we look at this, what this has to do with Keke Palmer, if a nigga chose you and he didn't think you was like that, and he sees that type of activity, and he doesn't regulate it, one or two things is going on. Either he don't love you and he really don't give a fuck what you're doing. He probably gonna cheat, or he probably thinking of a way out. Or you wear the pants and this nigga just afraid to say something. So the point of that is when that happens for a regular nigga, it gets spooky. It can scare a nigga. And you could call it insecurity and try and label it in ways to try and shame the dude, whatever. But the whole point is, this is not what he signed up for. And it looks like it's going in a bad direction. And he has the course correct. It's that simple. It's that simple. Like the chick mentioned earlier. Oh, y'all want to be leaders or y'all want to be like us? No, this is leading. This is leading. And I'm not even going to get deep on that because the way that women feel is so funny because you'll say something like, you know, You got to regulate certain things when it comes to your babe. You got to tell her what to do. She got to be, submissive and, motherfucking compliant and stuff like that. And then all these single women who don't have no nigga who will tell you, oh, it take a fucking hell of a nigga to unlock their submission. They'll be like, oh, no, a nigga can't tell me what to do, man. Shit, I do what I want. I wear what I want. I wig what I want. They gonna tell you that shit. They gonna tell you that shit. But then you see women say shit like, I like a nigga that's assertive. I like a nigga that's dominant. I like a nigga that, will check me. These is facts. Some chicks get wet just off getting checked. Even then, we all of us know women test men all the time. Women test to see if you capable of pretty much protecting them and things like that and putting your foot down, being assertive with them. Because if you can't be assertive with them, you're not going to be able to be assertive in other situations where she needs protection and stuff like that. That's the whole other side of that coin. The babes just don't really, they don't talk about. They try to act like it don't exist. They try like all of that shit. So if you notice throughout the video, I pointed out a bunch of hypocrisies, within the narratives and within the shit women say. And that last one was the icing on the cake. So take all of that, put it in your back pocket. Let me know what you think. I'm out.